What does it feel like to wake up one morning and then, to realize that your childhood, your safety, your dreams have all been rewritten because of the conflict? For many young Nigerians living in the northeastern part of Nigeria, this wasn't just a headline, it was their reality. Dreams being paused, schools stopped, and the Boko Haram insurgency changed the lives of many Nigerians. And today on the Nigerian Realities series, we're stepping into the story that is, both painful and powerful. And it's not really about statistics. It's about the lived experience of someone who lived through the Boko Haram era and would try to help us understand what the reality looked like beyond the headlines. This podcast is suitable for students between the ages of 16 to 25. If you're interested in self-improvement, productivity, study tips, this is the podcast for you. Welcome to the Sweet and Sour Podcast. Can you introduce yourself and tell us where you were living during the time of Boko Haram?
My name is MOHAMMED and I live in Damaturu during the incidents, which is the capital of Yobe State.
During the time you were living in Damaturu, can you remember the earliest, at what point did you realize that the environment has changed, everything wasn't normal anymore?
I realized that I'm not watching American movie, but there was a time we were coming back from school. Back then I was in JSS1. Then people were running and the gun shoot. That what make me feel that something is going wrong.
Okay, so this period, can you remember what time exactly was this? In what year was this? Can you remember the month? Can you remember something really specific about this period?
It was a Friday after Juma prayer. I can't really remember the month, but it's around 2013 to 12.
Okay, so this whole Boko Haram issue, how did it affect your daily life as a young person? How did it affect your school? How did it affect your movement? How did it affect, everything you used to do?
It affected everything. Before, we used to hear it from Maiduguri, and we have family there. They used to teach us how are they going through. But when it came to Yobe, it affected everything due to the Damaturu is not as big as Maiduguri. School, everything. We can't go to school. Even if you go to the school, before the school close, something will happen. Then they will call your parent to come and pick you up. We can't visit. We can't play anything. As far as if you go out from your house, is something that is serious.
The gist you used to hear from people before they came to Yobe, what kind of gists were they?
Okay, when it was in Maiduguri, we were children back then. We don't really get the gist actually, but we knew that there is Boko Haram. They have guns. They used to shoot people, killing people. Then you see people are leaving their place. I don't actually get the gist back then, but I know that it started from Maiduguri before I experienced the one that started in Damaturu.
Okay. At any point, did you try to understand? So what is these people? What did they want? What was the issue? Was it did you guys maybe ever because I don't know. I feel was there any reason why you felt like they were doing this to your people?
Them too, they don't know what they want. For someone that doesn't know what he wants, as a ordinary person living in Damaturu, I don't think you get what they want. What are their targets? We don't know. Actually, anything related to westernization or Western knowledge, you are in trouble from their side, and you are not with them. As far as you can speak English, or reading newspaper in the front of your house, they will target you. That means you have to normalize yourself to avoid everything related to Western knowledge.
Okay, so their issue was kind of westernization.
Westernization and Western knowledge.
Okay, so they were against that.
They're against it.
Was there any specific thing that happened or any specific incident that you would never forget during this whole Boko Haram crisis that happened?
There is. 1st December 2014.
Okay.
We woke up in the morning to pray, and we started copying. Then I asked my mom what's going on. She said they spread tear gas over the street. Then we rushed to the room to settle down. Before we even sat down, we overheard the gunshot and people were shouting Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. We started crying and our mom trying to pacify us that like we should calm down, nothing is going on. Then we sat down, nobody is thinking to cook, nobody is thinking to do anything. There's a moment even my mom joined us in the crying episode. That time they took over the military bases and the Montpol bases. They entered police station everywhere. In fact, they even entered the government house. They entered the governor's office. During at that moment, 1st December 2014 is my worst experience because I don't think I'll leave and I'll see the next day because thing is getting worse. It's my first time to see this in a jet shooting a gun to the people in the down. Then
So like they were firing down.
yeah,
So they even had a jet.
Yeah, there is a jet. No, the jet is not Boko Haram. It's a military jet.
Okay, so the military people were trying to fight them.
Yeah, they were trying to fight them.
Okay, so in that incident, the Boko Haram people, were they shooting as well too?
They were shooting because they were. In fact, their gunshot is even past the military ones because them they are doing it without control. And
did they kill people in that moment during that 1st December?
yes, of course. And they came with an intention of taking over the state. They came with their Amir. They came with their people that they would take the position of that will govern the state. That's why they even.
So they came to it's kind of like they came to take over power from whoever was sitting in that place.
Yeah, they even did according to the BBC. They took over the state before they collected it back.
Wow. So 1st December 2014. Okay.
It's my worst experience.
Wow. So how did your family cope? And is it that you guys left the place during that period, or you guys stayed until Boko Haram ended in Yobe State?
It's easier said than done leaving home because where will come to your mind to leave your comfort zone and to go somewhere with a family, not you alone, and you don't have a time that you will come back. This one is not a traveling to see someone or like you are just going out. During the Boko Haram, there was a time that parents are telling their sons to just go, leave, go where, nowhere, just go. That's why people are leaving, coming towards to the other states of the Nigeria.
So which states were people going to?
Any state. If you have a friend in other states, you can go there. In fact, if you don't have, you just have to leave as far as if you are a young adult at that moment. Because the problem is not only the Boko Haram. If the Boko Haram enter the state, enter the city and kill people, the soldiers, they are not only soldiers that are living there. They don't understand the environment. Them too. What they will perceive is among you people that killing us. If they got angry, any suspect will be dead. There is nothing like investigation at that moment. Once you show any sign of suspicion, you will be dead.
So that's Nigerian military people.
Nigerian military. And if the Boko Haram entered, once there is a sign of you being to school or going to school, you will be dead at that moment.
So okay. Now let me get this straight. So the Nigerian military will kill anyone that shows or that is a suspect of being part of Boko Haram. Any slight suspect. then the Boko Haram people kill anyone that is showing a sign of westernization. That's what we're saying here.
Yes, the thing is very complex because once now, if they attack a place, after the attack, military will come there. They will pack people, took them to their barrack for investigation. And at that moment, there is some Boko Haram at that barrack that the army return to recognize their people. Once they recognize you, or you had a beef with them before, that's the end of you.
And so, like, the Boko Haram people, are they like natives of any particular place? Maybe like they are from maybe Damaturu or they're from Borno, or they're even from like other neighboring countries of Nigeria. Like, where exactly are they from?
Is both. Among them, there is the people that are living in the state. You may even live with Boko Haram, you don't know. During the attack, you are at your home. You are in your home, and they will do whatever they want and go back and change. You can't recognize them
because they wear masks.
Which masks? You can't live outside during the attack. You have to run for your life and go and hide somewhere. Is combination of people that are living at that moment at that place, and they have people that are coming from Chadis and Niger. That's why like it's very hard for the military to
identify
them.
Okay. Wow. So despite everything, I feel like you guys had hope that maybe one day, this would get better, right?
Yes, but the hope is not hoping.
Oh my god. And living in that era of Boko Haram, so Boko Haram period was from what year to what year? Can you remember when Boko Haram period was for? From as long as you can remember.
From 2009 till date.
There's still Boko Haram.
There is still Boko Haram.
Okay. Are they the ones that are still terrorizing us, terrorizing the north currently in Nigeria, or they are a different part of Boko Haram?
There might be. I can't actually
say. Okay, so till date. Okay, but they've stopped their actions small.
Now it has reduced in the city. Now you can find them in the rural communities, but they can't actually enter the main city like Damaturu or the big local government.
Okay. So now this experience that you have experienced so far, how has this like shaped the person you have become today?
That's what inspired me to be serious in school, to see in which way or the other I can contribute to end this insecurity. I thought of joining military before, but I think I doesn't have the strength. That's why I choose to become doctor, because back then, during the incident, like we have gone through a lot, because people will not import things to the city. Everything has stopped. In fact, to see water to drink is hard, because someone have to go to the borehole and on the on it. If that person has run away, where will you see water? Water have become gone, because we are not looking for water to bathe. We are looking for water to drink and cook. And if you go to the hospital, there is no doctors. People are just dying. You will die, either you will die of sickness or you will die of fear or gunshot.
Or you die of hunger.
Yes, something must kill you. The mortality rate is very high. Because some people will choose to go to the village, and then when they were in the city, the village is safer. That's why people are running away to go to the village. And we heard that even in the village, there is outbreak of infections. People are, if you don't adapt,
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you don't adapt. The water is not that hygienic. People are dying there, and we that we are inside the city, we too were dying.
So everybody was just dying from city and village.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's very terrible actually.
So how did your family leave, or you guys stayed and you still stay there?
In my family, my brothers left.
Okay, but you remained in.
I remained, me and my mom.
Okay.
My brothers and my dad left. It's not as if you leave, you are going to enjoy.
Obviously.
Yeah, even if you leave, you are going somewhere. If you don't have the capital to start a business there,
Because you have to survive wherever you're going to, and to survive in another man's land
is very
hard. Yes.
It's very hard. And at that moment, people will not welcome you.
Because they think you are even part of the Boko Haram people.
Yes. At that time, you can't gist in public transport. You can't gist. You can't talk about anything related to Boko Haram. In fact, you can't even speak English. You have.
So what you have to be speaking is Hausa?
Either Hausa or the language that they speak there. You have to. At that moment, I really understand the balance equation. Because you have to be balancing the equation. Because if you are too religious, the soldiers will identify you as a Boko Haram. Because I can't blame them. Them too, the thing is not obvious for them. Because it is hard for them to recognize who is Boko Haram.
Because no, to be honest, like now the Boko Haram people, they are like they're banking. They're using religion.
They are using religious name.
Religion, exactly. They're using religion to carry out the atrocities they are carrying out. So I get the fact where you say that, like, if you're too religious, the soldiers will, like, arrest the person. But like, I don't know if you have enough knowledge about like that, about like the religious context. Because as a Muslim myself, I know that, like, yes, you should seek knowledge. So I wonder, sometimes I just really sit down and I wonder, like, where exactly do these people get the ideology that, okay, you should not go to school. Boko is haram. That's the meaning. Like, westernization is haram. Like, where did they say definitely, like, westernization has its ups and downs. Do you understand? I'm not going to even pretend that, yes, westernization doesn't have its up and downs. Do you understand? But like, I really want to understand, like, who are the malams? Because I believe, to be honest, that there's some people that are like feeding these people and brainwashing these people to just, and when like you maybe like, because I was watching videos of like, the ones that they caught and the Sheikah and all of these people, and they will be talking with so much confidence. They won't even be doing like reading Quran. Even you'll be afraid.
Yes, the malas that they followed in Islam, we have there is people that we call Khawarij. They don't have the understanding of the religions, but they are extremists on a particular thing. And one thing that I keep asking is, what is haram? Is it the language that they speak? Is it the English that they speak, or the technology part of the westernization? Then if they said it's the language, then who make it halal for you to speak Hausa?
Gaskiya.
That's my first question. And the second question is technology. Is it the
Boko Haram said they use iPhone now?
They use because the gun that you used to shoot, they are not. You are not the one that. You are not the one that. It's technology that did that gun, and the food that you eat and everything. That's my question. Like, they are just using a religious name to do what they want, and they have their purpose, which is behind the scene.
So they're kind of like using a religious backup.
Yes.
That's not their main. That's not the main. I was watching a video of the Chibok girls that they kidnapped during that era. And during the era of the Chibok girls, I was actually in boarding school. I was so scared for my life, because I just kept having this, like, it could have been me, because like I was in boarding school as well, right? And then the girl was like, there was a point where they were telling them to become Muslims, like, or who wanted to become a Muslim amongst them. And then some people gave in, and then they were the part of them like that were Christians and did not like give into that. And then like I think they took them to the head of the Boko Haram people. That was the Shekau guy. And then the Shekau now said that why they even took them is not really because of religion. That the reason why they took them, which the story is like quite long, initially they went to Chibok to go and steal food. According to what from the victims recounting of the event, they went to go and like steal food. And when they went to steal food, they couldn't find the food. They didn't know like where exactly they kept the food. And then the school started burning because like something happened, I guess. So the boss was like, they cannot bring a truck to come and pack food and go back empty. So they took the girls. And apparently in that school, only girls stay in boarding school. Boys don't stay in boarding school in the Chibok. So eventually, back to the story of like the people that did not want to be Muslims, right? That Shekau was not telling them that it's not really like the reason why they even took them is not because of religion. That is because government took some of their like arrested some of their brothers. Some of their brothers were in custody and they wanted their brothers back. So they wanted to use them as an exchange. What you're saying really about like religion most likely being like a backup for whatever real intentions they had is very, very correct. Because if the story, definitely, I trust the stories the girls were telling, because 3 different people told the stories in 3 different times and they all like were consistent in the stories. Before we round up, I want you to tell me, what do you wish Nigerians, especially those of us who really saw the events on TV, what do you wish we really understood about what was happening?
Okay, basically, Boko Haram is not a religion. It's not related to religion. They are just using religion to back up their purpose, which they know. Because to them, as far as you are not part of them, you are
You're
not
not a
a
Muslim.
Muslim.
Wow.
Then how compare their population to the Muslim population in the world? They are insignificant. Then like who are they working? And all the Quran basis that they used to quote, Quran is an Arabic. If you don't, it's very few people that understand the translation. It's not even supporting what they are doing, because there's a verse of the Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah. God is saying, if you kill a single son, a single soul is like equivalent killing the entire humanity.
So if you take a soul unjustly.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you had a message to young people currently now, because we have a lot of like people in so many places that are like insecure. Honestly, Nigeria is not the safest place right now. We really hope that God helps us, as He has always done. To be honest, if you have a message, or if you had to give a message to a young person that is in a conflict affected area in Nigeria right now, being that you've experienced, insecurity firsthand, what would you say to this person?
Okay, it's a bad experience, but if it happens to anyone, that should remain calm and find a way to leave that area, because it's not the area is unlivable, to be sincere, because everything will stop. There is no peace of mind. You can't go to school. You can't even do business. You can't do anything. You just stay indoor and waiting. When are you going to die? When will they come? Are they coming now? If they took out lights, you can't even on your generator, because you would think that sound of your generator can attract can attract people to your house. You can't sleep on the bed. You may think mistake bullet pick. Yeah, there is some people that lost their life. That mistake bullet. We used to call it mistake bullet. You are just sitting on your own. You just hear something enter. There is this peace of mind if someone is when someone will be a safe space for you, trying to calm you down. But if both the parent and the children are crying, just imagine the incident. Even in movies, it's what used to happen. Because they don't know what to tell you. They don't know what to tell you. It will be fine when.
So in a simple sentence, just wrap this episode up. Just say something in a simple sentence. Your final word.
Peace is an asset to me. Peace is everything. No peace, no life.
Period. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Nigerian Realities. Stories like this remind us that behind every headline is a human being and someone who lived, who survived, and is still healing. If this conversation moved you, please do well to share with someone who would love to hear it. Whatever situation you're in your life right now, whether it's sweet or sour, just keep pushing and moving. And until next time, sweetie, bye.